सुबह की पहली किरण है आई नए नए चेहरों के साथ, नए नए कदमों की आहट, नए नए कदमों की आहट, एक नए शुभ आरंभ का है उल्लास। अपने लक्ष्य की ओर आज से, अपने लक्ष्य की ओर आज से, आइए करें आरोहण का आगाज, आइए करें आरोहण का आगाज। सुबह की पहली किरण है आई नए नए चेहरों के साथ, A very good morning and heartiest welcome to our Honorable Chief Guest, Professor Dr. R. Venkata Rao, Vice Chancellor, IIUAER University, Goa. Our esteemed guest of honor Professor P.S. Tiswal, Vice Chancellor, SRM University, Sonipat. Our esteemed guest, Professor Dr. Ranbir Singh, Pro-Chancellor, IILM University, Gurgaon. Our worthy Professor, Dr. Nishtha Tiswal, Vice Chancellor, Himachal Pradesh, National Law University, Shimla. Our respected Professor, Dr. S.S. Tiswal, Registrar, Himachal Pradesh, National Law University, Shimla. Galaxy of intellectuals, fellow faculty members, our most valued students and their parents. It gives me immense pleasure to extend to you all a very warm greetings on behalf of Himachal Pradesh National Law University Shimla in the inaugural session of our orientation program Aarohan. Gautam Buddha has once said, if you light a lamp for someone else, it will also brighten your path. Shubham karoti kalyanam, arogyam dhan sampada, shatru buddhi vinashaya, deepa jyotir namostute. The light of intellect, knowledge and wisdom is same. As much as we spread this light, it enlightens our mind as well. To mark the beginning, let us ignite the light before us as a symbol of hope, a symbol of ritual, a symbol of unity, and a symbol of intellectual growth. May I please invite the dignitaries to light the auspicious lamp to illuminate our path towards a brighter future for all. Now I request Honorable Vice Chancellor Ma'am to kindly felicitate our esteemed guests. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Plato has rightly said, music gives soul to the universe and wings to the mind. The Kulgeet of an institution reflects the vision, aspirations, traditions of its members. It is the music of pride and joy, with the promise to deliver the best. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Nishtha Jaswal, has composed our Kulgeet and has beautifully balanced all these components. I request all of you to kindly rise for the Kulgeet of Himachal Pradesh National Law University, Shimla.
योगः करं सुकौशलम् योगः करं सुकौशलम् हिमाचल प्रदेश राष्ट्र विधि विश्व गुरु बनना है क्यों न गुरूर करें हिमालय से ऊंचा मस्तक जिसका दूरदर्शिता आसमान की परतें चिरे हवाएं झूम झूम नाम ले जिसका बर्फ कोमलता में दृढ़ता भरे देवित्य विधि के हर विधान की मस्तक झुके कर वेदी है संविधान की प्यार करे शक्ति शासन के प्राण की और अपने भारत देश महान की तथ्य से अवगत करा तत्व अंगीकृत कराए तर्क को अंगीभूत करा वितर्क की पूर्ण आहुति डलवाए कहता है हर युवा यहाँ लेखनी और वाणी वीर बने कानूनी मदद का दरिया बहा वाद विवाद प्रतिद्वंदी बने इनके आंचल से चुरा सफेदी चलाओ न्यायालय संस्कारों से मिटाए अन्याय श्वेत श्याम वर्दी ख्याति बढ़े देवभूमि की जिससे न्याय की देवी का रूप सजा जहाँ स्थापित करे सिंहासन सुनहरा कुंदन बन संवरे विद्यार्थी यहाँ सारे जग में एक होना हिमाचल प्रदेश राष्ट्र विधि विश्वविद्यालय विश्व गुरु बनना है क्यों न गुरूर करें
Thank you. On behalf of Himachal Pradesh National Law University, Shimla, it is my great pleasure to welcome all the students and their parents in the orientation program Aarohan 2023. For an institution to grow, nurturing with right vision in right direction is imperative. On that note, I would proudly say that behind the HPNLU's growth and journey, there is a woman of substance, Professor Dr. Nishtha Jaswal. The Himachal Pradesh National Law University, Shimla, has established by the state government in the year 2016. Located in the geographical terrains of the Himalayas, HPNLU Shimla is one of the best places for studying law in India. Under the zealous leadership of our proficient Honorable Vice Chancellor, the university has received unprecedented expansion and transformation best suited for the holistic and academic development of our students. The university is committed to provide interdisciplinary and practical application based legal education, keeping in view the requirements of the overall growth of its students. This orientation program is the first step to nurture a bond between the existing HPNLU family and our newly admitted students. You know what? I still remember those wonderful and everlasting memories when I entered, like you, a law student in a law school at my early age. Today, I can see those nostalgic and similar glimpses of amalgamation of emotions and aspirations on the faces of all of you, on our newcomer students, that rejoice of victory, that yes, we have cleared the entrance exam. The excitement and enthusiasm of joining a new institute with millions of dreams, a promising approach to deliver and achieve. But you know what, students? There is always a little dilemma behind the corner of mind that how the new things will begin. Whether we'll be able to conquer our dreams and goals with utmost capability. So here I have a solution to transform your doubts and dilemma into the strong determination and right direction. The motivating force and inspirational words of Professor Dr. Nishtha Jaswal, our Honorable Vice Chancellor. She has always navigated our university and directed all of us seamlessly to achieve excellence in its goal. She is an exceptionally noted academician, a woman of highest standards of intellect, a heart touching poetess, a leader with leadership in vision, leadership in integrity, and leadership in excellence. But still, she is a mother with an extremely tender and loving heart for all of us. Words fail, voice fumbles, and heart overwhelm with utmost respect and gratitude while inviting the most renowned name who needs no introduction in the world of legal intellect but only a heartfelt applaud. I humbly invite our worthy Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Nishtha Jaswal, for delivering inaugural address.
Professor Ranveer Singh, Professor Venkata Rao, Professor Jaswal Registrar, faculty members, beautiful daughters, and handsome sons. I understand that I'll have to perform the role of a Vice Chancellor, but I'll try my best that I be only a mother, and a mother. Heartiest welcome to the guests. As Dr. Shifali has already told you, I'm a poet by heart. So only my heart wants to welcome them. Just a verse for Professor Ranveer Singh. आओ मिलाऊं तुम्हें आधुनिक युग के भीष्म पितामह से. आओ मिलाऊं तुम्हें आधुनिक युग के भीष्म पितामह से. मन छुएंगे, मस्तिष्क खोलेंगे, दोस्ती कराएंगे कृष्ण की सुदामा से. आओ मिलाऊं तुम्हें आधुनिक युग के भीष्म पितामह से. Few words for Professor Venkata Rao, and you can match what I speak. इनकी स्वर्णिम स्मित स्पष्ट वाणी सबके मन को छू जाएगी. इनकी स्वर्णिम स्मित स्पष्ट वाणी सबके मन को छू जाएगी. किसी भी अहंकार की बीमारी खुद ही छन के निकल जाएगी. किसी भी अहंकार की बीमारी खुद ही छन के निकल जाएगी. Now, 2 lines for Professor Jaswal also. Again, it will match. सिंह सा व्यक्तित्व है, you can find out. सिंह सा व्यक्तित्व है, राह दिखाने आए हैं. सिंह सा व्यक्तित्व है, राह दिखाने आए हैं. अपनी पारखी नजर से तुम्हें पहचानने आए हैं. So be ready for the challenge. Now for my very, very dear students, you have become part of this HPNLU family. You have entered into my hearts and you'll remain in my hearts till the last breath of my life. I'll start with a poem, I'll end with a poem. So I'm going to speak from my heart only because we have 3 experts who can discuss a lot with you. I have students from different states. The poem in the beginning is in English, in the end, I love Hindi. So in the end, it will be in Hindi. You are a new star studded in our sky. You are new stars studded in our sky. Begin the countdown for the hopes very high. Begin the countdown for the hopes very high. Tireless efforts may make you sometimes cry. Tireless efforts may make you sometimes cry, but you will have a relief with every sigh. You have to be a sentinel, awakened and alert. You have to be a sentinel, awakened and alert. This temple of learning breathes in sacred environment. Teachers might scold, but don't feel hurt. Teachers might scold, but don't feel hurt. Let your heart and mind imbibe rules sacrosanct. You will flow in a river of knowledge. You will flow in a river of knowledge, immersed to learn and gather the treasure, in a cycle of assimilation, accommodation with no edge. In a cycle of assimilation, accommodation with no edge, ready to merge in a sea of life with no measure. Your individuality will need the soul of collective. Your individuality will need the soul of collective. You will dive into an ocean of friends. No meaning of acquaintances, no selective. You may part, but relations will have no ends. We will teach you to keep your heads high. We will teach you to keep your heads high, minds fearless, hearts full of compassion. Speech soft, thoughts with wings to fly. To be leader of masses, not a king in a mansion. Accept every challenge. Remove every hurdle ahead. Pick up the thorns from others' way. Pick up the thorns from others' way. Your life will become a flower bed. On every milestone, your dreams will sway. Every night, you will have a new dream. Every night, you will have a new dream. Every dawn, you will be a new bud. Your dream and determination in a sea and blooming into a garden with no dud. A new civilization will be born any day. A new civilization will be born any day when you learn to spark all the souls. Your shoulders will be stronger day by day. Liberation be yours when you fill the negative holes. Liberation be yours when you fill the negative holes. Hold your head on your shoulders strong. Hold your heads on your shoulders strong. Have faith and listen to your inner voice. Have faith and listen to your inner voice. Paths are ready. take steps to throng, may God bestow upon your positive choice. May God bestow upon you your positive choice. And this was the wisdom bestowed upon me by Almighty. So I must, at this moment, simply recite Om Swasti Prajabhay Paripalyantam Nyayen Margen Mahi Mahisha Go Brahmanebhya Shubhamastu Nityam Loka Samasto Sukhina Bhavantu, which simply means, may there be prosperity in the subjects, the rulers protect the word in a lawful manner. In fact, it merely talks about prosperity, prosperity, and prosperity. And at the same time, we lighten the lamp. In fact, we remember Goddess Saraswati. Maho Arana Saraswati Prachekrati Ketuna Dyo Vishwa Vivajati, which means, O Devi Saraswati, you have been imparting knowledge to us from your vast ocean. So please adorn this universe with your immense intellect. I'll just make a little modification. I'm very selfish. I'll say, please adorn this university with your immense intellect. Aristotle, long back, very rightly said, educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. Now I hope you must have followed why I want to touch your hearts. And I'm a great fan of Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore. He said, the highest education is that which does not merely gives information but brings our life in harmony with all existence. Harmony. You must understand what is a harmony. You may belong to any religion. See, India is a multi-religious, multi-linguistic nation. Still we have unity in diversity. Now, so what we understand by harmony? I am not going to define from any dictionaries, my heart is going to define. जब कीर्तन अजान गुरबानी प्रार्थना का एक हो सुर तक, जब कीर्तन अजान गुरबानी प्रार्थना का एक हो सुर तक, एक ही ड्योढ़ी में खुलते हैं द्वार इनके, सामंजस्य सोता है थपक थपक. सामंजस्य इज हार्मनी. जब अपने आंसू दूसरों की हंसी में खो जाते हैं, जब अपने आंसू दूसरों की हंसी में खो जाते हैं, दूसरों के दर्द में हंसते हुए लब भी रो जाते हैं. This is harmony. And you are in the university now, just the first year, and you are here being welcomed today so that you should be able to welcome your seniors after some days. And then you have to develop peer fraternity. Now, what is fraternity? Brotherhood. भाईचारा समझना है तो विवेकानंद का संबोधन याद करो. भाईचारा समझना है तो विवेकानंद का संबोधन याद करो. वसुधैव कुटुंबकम का नारा जग में आबाद करो. Don't confine yourself to the boundaries of Himachal or this nation, but go beyond. The whole world is your family. And very touching lines, but which mean a lot, and which, if you understand and imbibe, I don't think we will read in the newspapers about any kind of riots, fights, disputes, and the courts where you are going to stand tomorrow. I'm not cursing you. You may have lot of litigation, but not such litigation. गिरते को थाम लो, अपने पांव पर करो खड़े. गिरते को थाम लो, अपने पांव पर करो खड़े. याद रखो, न रोटी के निवाले पे न शमशान पे कोई लड़े. रब एक तो अंतर बता दे. जो हमारे सामंजस्य का करे बंटवारा। ए रब एक तो अंतर बता दे जो हमारे सामंजस्य का करे बंटवारा। अगर खून का रंग लाल अलग होता तो तोड़ देते भाईचारा। First thing, because when we start, you will have your classes, you will study different subjects, all the law subjects, the theory subjects, application based, clinical subjects, but you have still to find time for yourself. And the first thing which I want to tell, what Swami Vivekananda said, it says, Utreda Atmana Atmanam, which means save yourself by yourself. Now, first you have to save yourself by yourself, and I would add from yourself. Because ultimately, this is you who has to decide about your karmas, your destiny, your behavior, your survival, and mind it. Rome was not built in a day. You cannot achieve success today only. And for that purpose, you have to work very, very hard. And again, if I say, Udyamen hi siddhyanti karyani na manorathai. You have to work hard. It's not just because I desire, so I'll just achieve whatever I want to. I have to work day and night for that. And I tell you, you need to purify yourself. For working hard also, you need to purify. Working hard, that means you have to perform your karma. Gita also says, karmane vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachan. But you have to be very, very clear about it. Again, I'll just recite a beautiful shloka. Yat karma kritva kurvamscha karishyamcha aiva lajati. Tat tat geyam vidusha sarvam tamsam gun lakshanam. Which means, if the conscious feels guilty about an act, don't do that. Because such an act is a sin. So, before you work hard, before you decide about your destiny, you have to think a number of times. Now, you have the options. One option is what all the elders will speak today, just imbibe into your conscience. Second method is try, fail, fall, get up, retry, may fail again, but ultimately you will succeed. Now, this is for you to decide which path you want to follow. We elders are, in fact, we are used to deliver sermons because we also received sermons from our elders. And here I can make a promise. Your teachers are sitting here, wonderful teachers. They love you like anything. They work very hard with you. On behalf of my teachers and myself, I can simply say, मैं आप तो नहीं बन सकती, मैं आप तो नहीं बन सकती, माँ हूँ, माँ तो बन सकती हूँ। मैं आप तो नहीं बन सकती, माँ हूँ, माँ तो बन सकती हूँ। आपके दिमागों और नाजुक दिलों को संवारूंगी, ये वादा तो कर सकती हूँ। या मुझे अपना हाथ थमा दो, या मुझे अपना हाथ थमा दो, या अपना हाथ भी मैं तुम्हें थमा तो सकती हूँ। आप शायद अपने परिवार का सोचते हो, आप शायद अपने परिवार का सोचते हो, मैं वसुधैव कुटुंबकम का नारा ही लगा सकती हूँ। And again, on behalf of my teachers, I say, रब दे शक्ति हमें इन बच्चों के सपने सुहाने करने को, रब दी शक्ति हमें इन बच्चों के सपने सुहाने करने को। मैं इनके लिए कामना, प्रार्थना और प्रयत्न तो कर सकती हूँ। Your teachers will teach you the communication skills, because that is part of this profession. Writing skills, communication skills, and my teachers are very good in communicating. You'll find within few days. But I tell my teachers to tell you what to speak, what not to speak. The speech should be soft, your speech should be firm. Satyam ब्रुवात, प्रियम ब्रुवात, न ब्रुवात सत्यम अप्रियम, प्रियम च न अनृतम ब्रुवात, एव धर्म सनातना. You know what it means? Never speak the truth that is unpleasant, and never speak the lie which is pleasant. In fact, this is the philosophy of righteousness, which you must understand. Now, speech may be in your family, maybe with your friends, maybe with your peer group, maybe with your teachers, maybe tomorrow you join any profession. You must have a balanced speech. And tomorrow, I think it's scheduled tomorrow that your office bearers will meet you, introduce themselves to you, your teachers are going to meet you, and then your teachers will tell you that what is the ultimate course of action. But if you want to follow that path, that course of action, and ultimately what you are thinking, you think ultimately you are going to receive a degree, a piece of paper. I tell you, anybody may buy this piece of paper, but nobody can buy wisdom. So what you have to earn and gather here, that is wisdom, knowledge, so that you can further spread it. And this is very, very important, and for that purpose you have to be committed. See what the sarva veken patanti arthe kilarthina, which means those who intend to get work done cast themselves on task with all possible speed like a lion. And old Sanskrit literature full of wisdom and knowledge, so many years ago, it is said, Sukharthi tyajate vidyam vidyarthi tyajate sukham sukharthina kuto vidya kuto vidyarthinam sukham. That if you are students, don't think about comforts. If you think about comforts, you cannot have education. So you have to work day and night. I understand that once you have entered the four walls of a university, you think you are free birds. Now, first thing which you must understand is the meaning of freedom. Freedom from your false ego. Freedom from false desires. Freedom from greed. Not freedom from the thoughts which will take you further on the journey of life. And the role of education is always to make you humble towards others. I always tell my students that you may secure good marks, you may receive gold medal, you may receive silver medal, but first thing you must learn is to be good human beings. At least touch any paining heart just once. Wipe out one tear from one cheek just once, and you'll find what is happiness and what is success. Success, again, the poet Hart wants to say, मेहनत मांझी किस्मत की नैया निश्चय पतवार, फिर क्यों ना पहुंचेंगे हम मंजिल के द्वार. And what is passion? Passion is क्या दिन क्या रात, क्या दिन क्या रात, ये तो मेरा जुनून है, सफलता तो मेरी रगों में बहता हुआ खून है. And many a time, when be provocated. You may feel hurt, maybe because of the conduct of your peer group, your teachers, any administrative staff, anywhere. I think then you should adopt a mantra which I have adopted. ए बंदे मुझे मिटाने को तुझे खुदा बनना होगा. ए बंदे मुझे मिटाने को तुझे खुदा बनना होगा. तू खुदा ही बन गया तो मुझे मिटने का क्या काम. You must learn how to sacrifice because you are in a residential university living together 24/7 for 5 years. So sacrifice is very, very important. And here I can quote Nani Palkiwala, his will. He wrote, "When I die, give my sight to the man who has never seen a sunrise. Give my heart to one who has known the agony of the heart. Give my blood to a youth pulled from the wreckage of a car so that he might live to see his grandchildren play. Let my kidneys drain the poison from another's body. Let my bones be used to make a crippled child walk. Burn what is left of me and scatter the ashes to the wind to let the flowers grow. If you must bury something, let it be my faults and my prejudices against any fellow man. Give my sins to the devil. Give my soul to the God. If you wish to remember me, do it with a kind deed or word to someone who needs you. If you do all I have asked, I'll live forever." And once you are in the hostel, don't forget your parents, your family. But you must understand what is a family. मैं अपने हाथ में तेरा हाथ थामूं तो मिले सुकून. मैं अपने हाथ में तेरा हाथ थामूं तो मिले सुकून. मैं खुद को छोड़ दूं तेरे लिए तभी हूं मैं पूर्ण. This is a family. And no jealousies, only competition. स्पर्धा. मुझे उसकी राहों पे कांटे नहीं. मुझे उसकी राहों पे कांटे नहीं, अपनी राहों पे फूल बिछाने हैं. मुझे उसकी राहों पे कांटे नहीं, अपनी राहों पे फूल बिछाने हैं. मुझे उसके लिए तालियां मगर अपने लिए नगाड़े बजवाने हैं. This is competition. And finally, I'll conclude. I want to tell you what I want. That once you leave this university after 5 years, then what should you say? Now this is, I'm personifying. मैं जन्मी माँ की कोख से पनपी शिक्षा की गोद में. मैं जन्मी माँ की कोख से पनपी शिक्षा की गोद में. कैसे ना इस शिक्षा पे गुरूर करूं. पांव रख इस मंच को हाथ छू लूं आसमां. फिर क्यों ना इस मंच पर गुरूर करूं. ऐ ईश्वर, ऐ खुदा, तेरी आशिकी के बाद इश्क किया इस गुरूर से. ऐ ईश्वर, ऐ खुदा, तेरी आशिकी के बाद इश्क किया इस गुरूर से. इल्तिजा है माफ करना अगर इस इंतहा पे गुरूर करूं. तूने ही दिया गुरूर बना के बंदा अपना. तूने ही दिया गुरूर बना के बंदा अपना. ये तो मेरा ईमान है. बदी पे या भली पे गुरूर करूं. ऐ रब, लगा दे पाबंदी मेरी ख्वाहिशों पे. ऐ रब, लगा दे पाबंदी मेरी ख्वाहिशों पे. फिर पाँव की बेड़ियों पर क्यों ना गुरूर करूं. अहम मांगे बलिदान और गुरूर तैयार है देने को. अहम मांगे बलिदान और गुरूर तैयार है देने को. फिर इस बलिदान पे क्यों ना गुरूर करूं. मेरे संस्कार मेरी जरूरतों से ऊपर उठ गए. मेरे संस्कार मेरी जरूरतों से ऊपर उठ गए. फिर क्यों ना इन संस्कारों पे गुरूर करूं. मेरे गुरूर की इंतहा सच का अस्तित्व है. मेरे गुरूर की इंतहा सच का अस्तित्व है. फिर क्यों ना इस सच पे गुरूर करूं. मेरा निश्चय और विश्वास स्तंभ हैं गुरूर के. मेरा निश्चय और विश्वास स्तंभ हैं गुरूर के, फिर क्यों ना अपने विश्वास पे गुरूर करूं। दर्द का भी गुरूर धड़कता है मेरे सीने में, दर्द का भी गुरूर धड़कता है मेरे सीने में, फिर क्यों ना दर्द से बहते आंसुओं पे गुरूर करूं। एंड फाइनली, रब तेरे मेरे हर गुरूर को कायम रखना, रब मेरे हर गुरूर को कायम रखना, जिसने मुझे मिटाने को तेरा नाम लिया, उस पे भी मैं गुरूर करूं। थैंक यू, गॉड ब्लेस ऑल ऑफ यू।
Thank you, ma'am. I must say that sometimes the magical words act as panacea of motivation and inspire not just our mind and heart but our soul as well. So I would suggest our students, प्रेम प्रेरणा शुभकामना भरी इस मधुर वाणी का, प्रेम प्रेरणा शुभकामना भरी इस मधुर वाणी का कर लो चित्त में अवधान, स्वर्णिम भविष्य का आगाज करो, स्वर्णिम भविष्य का आगाज करो, भय मुक्त बढ़ो, करने भव्य स्वप्न साकार, करने भव्य स्वप्न साकार। थैंक यू वंस अगेन मैम। Now I consider myself too privileged to describe the most revered name, our guest of honor, Professor Dr. P.S. Jaswal, in the field of law, who is a rare combination of unmatched wisdom, highest standard of intellect, knowledge, and simplicity. Sir is a renowned academician, eminent scholar, well known and incomparable education administrator with a teaching experience of 40 years and research experience of 42 years in the field of constitutional law, administrative law, human rights, and environmental law. He is presently Vice Chancellor, SRM University Sonipat. Prior to that, Sir served as Vice Chancellor, Rajiv Gandhi National Law University of Law, Punjab at Patiala, Vice Chancellor, Hidayatullah National Law University, Raipur, Chairperson, Department of Laws, Punjab University, Chandigarh, and Director, University Institute of Legal. We welcome you, sir, from the board of us.
Very good morning to all of you. Very well done. Very good response from the students. I appreciate it. Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Nishtha Jaswal, Himachal Pradesh National Law University. The Chief Guest Professor Venkata Rao, former Vice Chancellor of National Law University, Bangalore, and presently the Vice Chancellor of another latest National Law University which has been added, established by Bar Council in Goa. Professor Ranveer Singh, a unique identity in the legal world in India and abroad. Member of National Law University, Bangalore faculty, founder Vice Chancellor of National Law University, Hyderabad, and founder Vice Chancellor of National Law University, Delhi, and now Pro Chancellor of IILM University, Gurgaon. Professor S.S. Jaswal, the Honorable Registrar, dear faculty member, and very dear students, boys, girls, and their respective parents who have joined here. I can imagine some of the parents and students could not be accommodated in this hall, but they are seeing the live inaugural orientation program in another room. After listening to two females full of poetry, I'm devoid of any poetical words. Be that as it may, at the very outset, I extend a very, very warm welcome to the newly admitted students to this extended family in HPNLU. Why I say it's the extended family? so far you had been in a family with the protected umbrella around you of your father and mother. You were so busy and so concentrated and so focused in your study, probably you got a little time to get exposure to the outside world. But when you come here, as the Honorable Vice Chancellor stated here, the focus of the faculty, the focus of the university is to have you as their children here, and that is why it is an extended family. In the life of every person, there are many turning points, and this is going to be the major turning point in your life as well as in the life of your parents or the guardians. Because your parents and the guardian, they have lots of hopes what you will become after 5 years. They look forward to their success, to their dreams through your success. And that is the responsibility on your shoulder. Today, when in the morning we were coming from home, I was lucky to be in the company of Professor Ranveer Singh and Professor Nishta Jaswal. We were held up in a traffic near the Victory Tunnel. And we saw a number of parents along with their small kids. They were probably going to lead them in their respective schools. And then I discussed with Professor Ranveer Singh how, when the toddler starts walking and then starts going to the school, how parents, firstly they'll get ready, they'll make them ready, they will leave them school, and then probably they'll get ready and they'll go to their respective offices and their respective responsibilities, in the family. Now that responsibility is over. Now the responsibility lies on the shoulders of young boys and girls. And what is that responsibility? I would like you to kindly read and analyze the university anthem which was sung in the beginning. Professor Nishta Jaswal started with the poetical recitation and ended with that. But I start with the anthem, Vishwaguru banna hai to kyo na garur karu. That garur is possible only if you shine like a star, like a lord star in the sky. You will become the ambassador of this university. Take the name of this university to the new heights. 7 years have gone after the establishment of this university. You are the 8th batch. Many hurdles have been seen by the previous batches, by the faculty, by the staff also, because initially whenever a new venture is started, nothing is there. But slowly, now you are lucky, you have infrastructure to a great extent, you have a wonderful library, you have wonderful faculty and good faculty, young faculty, dynamic faculty. For the success in an institution, particularly an educational institution, there are 4 pillars. You have the faculty, you have the students, we have the non-teaching staff, and we have the management. I'm confident that my 2 elder brothers, Professor Ranveer Singh and Professor Venkat Rao, will agree with me that the success story of all the national law universities has been the combination of these 4 pillars. The leaders who led each of the national law university which are successful, they have been outstanding. The faculty which taught in the national law university made you to work from morning till evening, sometimes late evening also, made you to learn how to work hard in adverse situation in less time also, and that led to the success story. The non-teaching staff had been always supporting, and in most of the cases the management is headed by the Honorable Chief Justice of the respective High Court, which is the case in this university also, as in some cases, as National Law University Bangalore, it was the Chief Justice of India and other judges of the Supreme Court. So the judiciary, the bar, they also extended their long arm of support to see that the future of legal education becomes bright in this country. Now, let me come to one very important point, which may be the question in your mind. I do not know whether you have a time here, but we three would be ready to take questions in the end also if you have any. I'm very much ready. The question is, you may have two questions in your mind, rather three questions. First question, we have been admitted in National Law University, Himachal Pradesh. Had we worked a little more, got more score, probably HPNLU Bangalore or Hyderabad or Delhi, that may be one question. The second question may be, that is what I say, the comparison of the institutions. The second question in your mind would be, when you reached in the 8th or the 9th class, your parents or you wanted to become a doctor, engineer, or some other professional, but you have chosen law yourself, or your parents have asked you to take this stream. The third question would be, which is a very relevant question from your side, but again the answer lies with you, not with us. What is the placement record of this university? Will we get 30 lakh, 40 lakh, 50 lakh in the Indian firm, foreign firm, because Bar Council has recently allowed the foreign firms to be established in India? Where we land up? Will we become employer or will we become employee? Third question has so many ramifications. I answer all the three questions. Firstly, no institution is bad. You know from Indian culture and the Indian history, पत्थर को पूछ कर भी गुरु मान के शिक्षा ग्रहण की और गुण पाया. It depends on you how focused you are in studies. Yes, when I say that in the life of every person there are many turning points, it is important where do you stand at a particular point of a time, but it is more important in which direction you are moving at a particular time. So it is up to you. How do you spend these 5 years? And as Professor Nishta did say in her speech, at the end of 5 years, do you go out with a just piece of paper like this, what we call a degree of BA, LLB honors, or BBA, LLB honor, which is other degree, or LLM, whatever degree you are taking into admission? Or do you go with fully armed with knowledge to compete with the rest of the world, and sky is the limit for the success? That is the first question. This institution has everything which is required for a student to move forward. I told you, good infrastructure, good faculty, good library, but I'm reminded of what Bhai Gurdas ji said once, that a doctor can diagnose the disease, can prescribe the medicine, but the medicine will show its effect only if you take the medicine. If your teachers are giving you the guidance for 5 years, when you think, what teacher can teach us? We have artificial intelligence, we have chat GPT which can write our projects. Yes, they can. And I'm not adverse to artificial intelligence or chat GPT and other applications which are coming. You know more. I'm belonging to the generation of dinosaurs now. We are in the almost departures lounge. In the evening of a departure launch, we are sitting there and advising you. But yes, the idea of having in the inaugural orientation program 3 vice chancellors from outside, in addition to the sitting vice chancellor, so that they can speak out of their experience. And what I'm speaking is out of my experience. So this is the institution which provides you everything which is required, at least the minimum. Maximum, there is no limit. Second, whether you have made a right choice or wrong choice, I would say law is one of the best choices one can make. Not because me or Professor Nishtha or other two honorable brothers, they did law. You will realize yourself. Yes, no profession is bad. You should have a liking for that. If you do not develop a liking for law, law is very bad. If you develop a liking for law, law is excellent. You see, right from our freedom fighter, you take the name of Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, Lala Lajpat Rai, Dr. Ambedkar, name any great leader of this nation. Everybody was a law graduate. Why to take the name of freedom fighters only? You talk anything in this world which is happening, is it not regulated by some law? How the days and nights are formed, is it not law? How the earth rotates, is it not law? How the apple came down, laws of gravitation, is it not law? So everything which happens is regulated by law, and when the law is not obeyed, unlawful things happen, and you know the consequences. And that you will study here. In law, yes, you can join the profession. Last breath is your last day of working, no retirement age. Today, I say openly, there are lawyers in the Supreme Court who are charging 40 lakhs to 50 lakhs per hearing. Per hearing means sometime, today the judge is on leave, next date of hearing is this much, 40 lakhs gone. But to reach that pinnacle of success, you have to work very hard. It is not the first day you will reach there. You want to join services, you want to join army, you can join the JAG branch, you can take law as other people take as a subject for civil services, you can become civil servant, and there again, the law will help you in administration. You want to join law firms, today there is not even a single employment where the need of a lawyer is not there. Even if in the village, two illiterate families fight, ultimately the panchayat comes, the arbitration, the mediation, the conciliation. That's what you study here, how to do. Today, most of the judges who are retiring from high courts and Supreme Court are busy in arbitration, and they say, why did we do such a job for so many years? Because what they did not earn for the entire career, they are earning in one day. That is it. But I would say money should never be the motive for your profession. Money cannot buy you the happiness. Money cannot be the yardstick to measure your success. We know what is the name of this Junjunwala from Bombay, Rakesh Junjunwala. He died at the age of 62 because of heavy drinking, smoking, and a different lifestyle. And he left behind 4,500 crores of rupees. But the 4,500 crores of rupees could not provide him a single second of an extra breath. So money should not be the motive. But yes, money is very important. Money you want to earn, you can earn. You can be an author, you can be a consultant, you can be a law officer, whether you are in banks, or even if you are owning your own industry, you have to deal with the labor problems. You have to deal with the wage problems. Everything you will study as far as law is concerned. Then I come to the second leg of this question, that you did not get into the HPNLU Bangalore or HPNLU Delhi or Hyderabad. See, you know Dhoni, he was a footballer, but he became the best cricketer captain and a cricketer. You know Amitabh Bachchan, he was rejected by in a radio audition that he doesn't have a good voice, and he is earning crores of rupees from his voice. I give you some examples, other examples. Prashant Bhushan, one of the greatest advocate, dropped from IIT, could not get admission IIM, did law, became a great lawyer. Venkataraman Ramakrishnan, a classic example from Indian success stories. A chemist, he could not get admission in IIT. He was good in study otherwise, continued his study in chemistry. He had an interest in chemistry. He became a scientist in chemistry. Later on, he got Nobel Prize, not in chemistry, in biology. In biology, for discovering the structure, atomic structure of the ribosomes. Combination of biology or application of chemistry to biology. There is no age and a stage to start the success story. You know about Ritesh Agrawal, who has founded this Oyo Hotels. OYO. He started selling SIM cards. He wanted to earn money when he was in the 8th class. He didn't find any employer to employ him. He discovered a new thing and he became the youngest billionaire of India. So there is a success story with everybody. You can continue. But what you have to focus upon is, you have taken some decision. Only taking a decision will not change anything. You have to couple this decision with determination. Never have a flickering approach to your profession. Many of you think this is a 5-year law degree, so it is a long period of time, and that is what I was mentioning in the beginning of my address, that this is going to be the turning point as far as you are concerned, because it is in this 5 years you will decide what to become and what not to become with the determination. And there I answer the third question about the placement. My answer is, when you were born, did your parents know, or you know, or you knew at that time that you are going to join HPNLU? Even 1 year back also you did not know this thing. So you are born into the education, the legal education now. These 5 years will determine whether you will get a placement or you will not get a placement. We 4 Vice Chancellor, we are testimony to this. We have in our institution, placement cell. There is a placement coordinator, teacher, students, everything is there. The companies come, we also send the biodatas to the company. But a company A will come. And I will tell you, when I joined as a Vice Chancellor in 2011 of Rajiv Gandhi National University of Law, Patiala, I was confronted by my faculty, sir, हमारे कंपनी नहीं आती, को कंपनी बुला दो. मैंने कहा बताओ को लॉ फर्म किसको बुलाना. उन्होंने एक लॉ फर्म का नाम लिया. मैंने बोला हाँ उसका तो मेरा स्टूडेंट है वहाँ पे, वो लॉ फर्म में है. I rang up him, he said, Guruji namaskar. I said, I have joined here as a Vice Chancellor, I want your firm to come. He said, sir, we normally don't go to the university, but since you are my guru and you are first time asking, so I will come. Now he is the president of the firm, a leading firm, I don't want to go in detail. He came and asked me straight away, sir, how many students do you want me to take? I said, I don't want to give you the list of the students to be placed in your firm. Your reputed firm is there. I want your reputation of the firm to be intact, and you select yourself. I said, sir, give me the list of 20 students, best student. Now, I had a batch of 80 students at that time. I asked my teacher, give me the list of 20 students. Now, those with a reappear, those who have not been promoted, will I give their list, or those who are with the best CV, their list? With publications, with participations outside, who have won laurels for themselves and for the institution. The list of 20 students was given. He interviewed, and ultimately he again asked me, "Sir, tell me, I have interviewed how many students?" I said, "You decide." He said, "I am taking only 3 students." So 3 will get out of the whole batch. Now they are studying in the same institution, they are being taught in the same class by the same set of teachers, but those who work hard, they will get placement. Rather, if you ask me, none of us were placed by anybody. We studied ourselves, but our teachers were outstanding, like you are having outstanding teachers. They guided our destiny. I always say, don't walk on crutches. Crutches means the external device to help you. Be strong to stand on your own legs. Fight, compete with your own knowledge, which you gain in 5 years. That is the answer to the next question, which I said. If you have, I don't know, because I'm told that this composition is of student, newly admitted student, is having a representation for more than 20 states. Some of you may not be following Hindi, I do not know. But if you analyze and the poetry which the Honorable Vice Chancellor recited, the focal point of every part of her speech was towards the attitude. We say hard work, we say knowledge, love, luck. If you combine the numerical value of the alphabets in 1 to 26 of English language, the hard work makes it 98%. The knowledge makes it 96. The love makes 54 and luck only 47. But the attitude, if you add the numerical value of each letter, it will make 100%. So you have to study, you have to work hard with a focused attitude, with a positive attitude, not considering that you are away from the family, you are in a family, extended family, live like a family, make yourself happy, make you stay happy, and make yourself successful in the career, and also bring up the name of the institution. There are a number of other things, like we saw more than a couple of years back, the COVID. The COVID, a small micro, could change the whole world. It taught us about connectivity, creativity, communication. And this university, I am myself witness, was one of the national law university. Of course, all the national law university did that. That within less than 1 week, the students, they were provided with the study material and the examination were conducted on time. Not a single academic year of any student was wasted in this university also. So all the latest software which are required to study, to equip you with the knowledge, are already available. I'm reminded of one book which was recommended to me by Professor Venkata Rao in one of such function long back, by Thomas Friedman. Thank you for being late. Thank you for being late. 2017, yes. Thank you. I think this "Thank you for being late" is a wonderful reading. Thomas Friedman also wrote a book in 2006, "The World is Flat," when this internet connectivity was coming up, that the whole world is like a shrunken village. In this "Thank you for being late," you have a number of lessons to learn. One is how ICT has changed our life. This idiot box, which we all carry in our pockets, is a wonderful device if used with a positive intent and for positive purposes. And it will destroy our lives if we misuse it. It does not distinguish between bad and good itself. It is you who have to decide what use makes your life good and what makes your life bad. Use it. Use the ICT. ICT is a wonderful innovation of the 21st century or 20th century, late 20th century, but it has to be used fairly. Then it talks about a climate change. How the activity, action, as well as inactions of human beings, they are affecting the life of all of us. You must have seen the landslides while coming from Shimla city to this place on the way also. So there are so many things to learn, which we can say, but yes, I'm reminded of in the end. I can go on and on, but I think my time is already over. Uh, I'm reminded of our former president of the Kalam. He said that if you want to shine like a sun, you will have to first burn like a sun. And that burning is nothing but doing your hard work. With a positive attitude, with your contribution. You learn. None of us has come with a legal background. I myself, even Professor Ranveer Singh, I don't know about Venkatrao, we both are science graduate. Yes, Venkatrao was a literature student of a literature. But we are with a science background. We did have a graduation in science, but we took law. That time it was 3-year law, and law we learnt very easily. So whether you are with a science background, whether you are with a commerce background, whether you are arts student, that was the basic foundation to take you to the second inning of your life, the second turning point of your life. Now, how do you move? In which direction do you move? With what attitude you move for these 5 years, that is going to determine the success story of 3 stakeholders. You as the first stakeholder, parents as the second stakeholder, and institution as the third stakeholder. Because these are the 2 relations in relation to yourself, parents and the institutional faculty, which will feel happy. We were talking, Professor Ranveer Singh gives a wonderful story, and I will request him to narrate today also if he finds time. He says, my first batch student had a Rhodes Scholar. I don't know whether you know about Rhodes Scholarship or not, if you know it. My first batch student had a Rhodes Scholar. And he says it with full pride, full sense of pride. Scholarship was given to somebody. Scholarship was given to somebody. She rose in her own esteem, right? But the happiness which parents and he as a teacher got, that he narrates even today. That is what we want from you. We also would be very happy that we were also the shareholder with you in this inaugural address, in the inaugural program of your first day in this institution. I pray to Almighty to provide strength to you, wisdom to you, and the right path to you to achieve the grand success in your life. God bless you all.
Thank you, sir, for the precious, rather I'll say, priceless words of insight and motivating our students to become promising, committed, and determined towards their goal. As sir has rightly quoted an incident from the history, that a student who learned from a stone statue of his guru. If you remember Eklavya, he made a sculpture, a mud sculpture of his guru, and he started learning and got so proficient in his work by learning from that sculpture only. Don't worry, as a teachers, we will not ask you to cut your thumb and present it to us. Definitely not. But definitely we expect your dedication, your hard work and commitment to learn, deliver and shine like a star, as sir has said, like Eklavya. So now I would like to invite and welcome our chief guest, Professor Dr. R. Venkata Rao. Our honorable chief guest, Professor Dr. R. Venkata Rao, is one of the greatest names in the world of legal intellect due to his extraordinary leadership abilities and extremely remarkable contribution as an academician. Sir is Vice Chancellor of IIULER University, Goa. Prior to this,
I'm standing here while you're introducing.
I have so many things to read. Prior to this, he has served as the chairperson in Vivekanand Institute of Professional Studies, New Delhi, and before that, Vice Chancellor of National Law School of India, University, Bangalore. Professor Rao has 42 years of teaching and research experience. He has authored 6 books and published more than 130 papers and has successfully guided 3 LLDs and 20 PhDs. He has visited more than 30 countries for his academic and research activities. He has the distinction of receiving gold medal for the best PhD thesis from the Andhra University in the year 1993, the Best Researcher Award from the Andhra University in 2003, the Best Teacher Award from the Government of Andhra Pradesh in 2006. He has been awarded the Best Vice Chancellor Award for outstanding contribution to education during the World Chancellors and Vice Chancellors Congress 2014, MIT University, Noida. Awarded MIT Academic Excellence Award twice, once in 2017 for the most distinguished contribution toward propagation of doctrine of knowledge at the 17th International Business Summit to the SIR. He has been awarded Professor N.R. Madhava Menon Best Law Teacher Award for the year 2018 for his outstanding services to the promotion of quality legal education. Professor Rao has been awarded the Attorney General K. Brisaran Award in recognition of his outstanding scholarship in legal education by Capital Foundation Society in 2019. He has the distinction of serving the statutory bodies of almost all the law schools in our country. Besides, he is a member of Board of Governors of Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs, New Delhi. He also served as member Governing Council, Indian Law Institute, New Delhi, member Academic Committee, Indian Institute of Public Administration, New Delhi. He has served as independent director in prestigious public sector undertakings like Bharat Electronic Limited, Bangalore, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, Bangalore, Goa Shipyard Limited, Goa. He is also a member of different committees in Bar Council of India and is associated with prestigious bodies like UPSC, State Service Commission, UGC, and NAC, among others. Sir, we are truly blessed, truly obliged, and overwhelmed to welcome and invite you to deliver an address to our newcomer students.
Why I was standing when she was giving such a lengthy introduction about me? There were 2 reasons. We never want you to be standing, but we want you to be outstanding. Please come on. The second reason is, the poet that she has unwittingly sent the first lesson to you today. The lesson being, lawyers have a notorious reputation. Notoriety arises from the fact that when the case is weak, they give a long introduction to impress the client. When the case is strong, they just get up and say, "My lord, the facts speak for themselves." She has given such a long introduction, maybe because the case is not very formidable. Don't have high expectations. But today is a momentous day for me, because to reach a place which is at the foot of Himalayas is not that easy. You know, in spite of the fact that I was associated with Himachal Pradesh National Law University since its inception, I could not physically visit. This is the first visit. On 8 occasions, there were the jinx and double coincidence which prevented me from putting my foot. Then I thought, the gods and the angels and the Himalayas are not favorable to me. Thank you very much, Nishitaji, for having conferred on me the honor of being at the feet of the lotus feet of Himalayas. How privileged you are that you are putting your best foot forward into an institution of Himalayan heights. And this morning I am thrown into a distinguished company on the dais, where I'm asked to speak after two poets, one extraordinary scholar, and the one to follow me is something like a Gary Sober's in cricket. Synonymous with legal education. And I'm sandwiched like a punctuation mark among these. Okay. And let me assure the chairperson that I will be bound by the 20-minute caveat. Okay. Because a good lawyer is one who gains mastery over time. I have come deliberately with a cap, not because I am bald, because I'm reminded of the theme of conference of bald people that was held in Bangalore when Syed Kirmani was the president. The theme of the conference was God created only few beautiful heads, the rest he covered with hair. My little angels, lawyers should have sense of humor. When you argue in a court of law, it must be love at first sight. Remember. Therefore, look at the life stories of any of the top advocates from C.K. Daftari. The latest book on C.K. Daftari, a delightful Daftari authored by F.S. Nariman, which was released 20 days ago, speaks about all humorous anecdotes from Daftari's life. And therefore, I have come with the cap just to share an impression with you that I am overwhelmed by the memento given to me. And let me humbly submit, this memento will occupy a prominent place in my front office and a central place in my heart. I wanted to share many things with you, but Nishitaji's poetic diction had made me to focus on three things. Okay? But before that, my congratulations to them for having chosen the theme as Aarohan. What a wonderful name you have given, madam. It's climbing. Now, little angels, you have taken the first step today. Like Bachendri Pal, you are required to conquer Mount Everest. So, when you are taking the first step, if you want to conquer Mount Everest, the first principle you should follow is never look at the top of the mountain. Take the first step. The altitude to be covered remains n-1. Take the second step, n-2. Take the third step, n-3. And one fine morning, you are on the top of Mount Everest. You will be on the top of Mount Everest very soon, like Bachendri Pal. That is the meaning of Aarohan. And teachers will be here not to keep you under trees while you are climbing the mountain, but they will prevent you from slipping down from the mountain by giving rock-like support to you. You hold them and you scale the mountain. And please remember, no mountain is too high for a human being. Once you reach the top of the mountain, it will be under your feet. And you are taking the first step. Paramjit Jaswalji, Ishta Jaswalji, they refer to family. Yes, I will give you a very interesting meaning of the word family, which my elementary school teacher taught me when I was 7 years old. Today I'm 69. Okay. Those were the days of slate and pencils we used to write. He saw in me an aptitude for English language. But like any 7-year-old boy, I was being taught alphabets. A for apple, B for box, C for... So first day he taught me up to F. Normally F means father, but he said F means family. And he said, in 3 days you get by heart all these things. Apple, box, cat, dog, etc. And you have to write the spellings. And I will give you chocolates, he said. I got the spellings by heart. And like a Virat Kohli scoring that 70th century, as you would like to call it. I was arrogant, okay? And I went to my teacher with full of confidence saying that, teacher, these are the spellings. He looked at it, tick, A, apple, B, etc., etc. F, F-A-M-I-L-Y. Good. Then he looked at me. Again, he ticked it. He looked at me. He said, you have committed a mistake. I wrote F-A-M-I-L-Y. He said, he has committed a mistake. And like an elementary school teacher, he stuck like this. Of course, nowadays parents will say there is child abuse. Okay, fact. A 7-year-old boy, what can I do? I shouted saying, teacher, I have noted the correct spelling. But he said, you have committed a mistake. Then I started crying. What can I do before teacher? Then he said, little fellow, you are only looking at the alphabets, F-I-M-I-L-Y. Do you know the meaning? Father and mother, I love you. He said. That's the meaning. So, my little angels, remember, if you are here, another metaphor from Mother Nishita. Okay, you are here because of the sacrifices made by your parents and your mother. Every mother is more qualified than an MBA from IIM Ahmedabad, let me tell you, in her managerial skills. The ability with which she sends her children to school at 7 o'clock in the morning when they are reluctant to go, give medicines to her parents-in-law, offer a cup of coffee to her spouse, and speak to dhobiwala and milkman with a smile. All multitasking in one stroke. Who can do it? That's the reason why Mahatma Gandhi said, I have learned the first lessons of my life from my illiterate mother. He did not say uneducated mother. No mother is uneducated. So extending that metaphor, take a pledge today that you will never let down 3 mothers in your lives. First mother is the biological mother who has given birth to you. Rabindranath Tagore says, God created mother, maybe because he cannot be present everywhere. If biological mother has given you birth, your alma mater, foster mother, Himachal Pradesh National Law University, gives you status. From today onwards, when you walk down the aisle, people will say, here is a student of HPNLU. Isn't it? You are known to the universe by the institution. Never let down the second mother, alma mater. The third mother is Mother India. Who cares whether you live or die if India dies? Who dies if India lives and who lives if India dies? That is Jawaharlal Nehru from the discovery of India. Take a pledge today that you will never die. The third one is Palkhiwala. I'm sure you must have heard the name of Palkhiwala. That's good. Palkhiwala was asked to address Ferguson College students in Pune after the Supreme Court of India delivered judgment in Keshavananda Bharati's case. Along with Palkhiwala, 2 judges who delivered the judgment in Keshavananda Bharati's case were also invited as guests. They were all on the dais. Palkhiwala started addressing the guests and then finally he said, my fellow students. The last word he said was, fellow students. Immediately one of the Supreme Court judges on dais said, Nani Palkhiwala used to be endearingly referred to as Nani. Nani, have I heard you correctly? You are calling them fellow students. You argued so brilliantly in Keshavananda Bharati's case that off the cuff we said how tragic it is that only the judgments are reported and preserved, but not the brilliant arguments of advocates. How much the posterity is missing by not having the record of Nani Palkhiwala's arguments. I'm sure a day will come when arguments of advocates also will be recorded. And you have given us virtually the basic structure doctrine. Today you are calling them fellow students. Have I heard you correctly? Immediately said, my lord, yes, I mean what I said. A young man, when he is on the rolls of the law school, from today onwards, for 5 years, you will be a law student. But when you walk from the university to the universe after 5 years, a law student will become a student of law throughout your life. Please remember that. And then he said, my lord, I continue to be a student of law, and Palkhiwala was one advocate who never hesitated to argue even before a trial court, even after he had ripened and reached the zenith. Some advocates have an ego problem. But Palkhiwala said, the distinction between Supreme Court and the trial court is only artificial. No court is inferior to any other court. All courts perform the task of establishing truth. And therefore I will argue before the trial court also. And then he said, my lord, even today, when I have a matter to argue in the trial court, at 10:30 in the morning, my trousers would start trembling like a first-year student of law appearing for the first moot court. Okay. And the day on which my trousers stop trembling, I will quit the profession, he said. That means you will continue to be a student of law throughout. That should be your passion. These 2 points I have taken up from Nishna Madam's theme. Okay. The third one is Professor Jashwal was speaking to you about artificial intelligence and technology. You know, the best definition of artificial intelligence I have come across, not from books on computer science, but from a debate competition in Bombay among the school students, where I went to judge the young ones. A 9th class student came and said, by artificial intelligence, I mean an attempt to mechanize human thoughts. That's all. An attempt to mechanize human thoughts is artificial intelligence. But suddenly she said, can all human thoughts be mechanized? Impossible. Perhaps that's the reason why that intelligence is called artificial. And to give it the superior most status will be natural stupidity for us, she said. There is a limit to that. Okay, that's the reason why when we live in the age of fourth industrial revolution, Klaus Schwab says there must be a new human renaissance. We are first human beings. Youngsters, you belong to I generation. I generation means kids who are born from 1995 to 2012. You are born into a jamana of smartphones, iCloud, IoTs, robots. Okay. And you deal more with machines than human beings. But please remember, in the name of connectivity, you should never become disconnected with you. You should never become post-human. Okay. When he spoke about artificial intelligence and information technology, why I'm referring to you is, I quote one of the greatest professors of law who became the President of the United States, Barack Obama. He was a professor of law before he became the president. He came to Silicon Valley and said, while addressing the Silicon Valley denizens, in my younger days, India was called a nation of snake charmers. People used to criticize. You have snake charmers. But today, India is a nation of mouse keepers and not snake charmers. They work with computers. Until yesterday, IT used to stand for information technology. But from today onwards, IT stands for Indian talent, which you represent, he said. Because NASA is dominated by India, Silicon Valley is dominated by India. And where Barack Obama stopped at IT standing for Indian talent, Gurucharan Das wrote a book, India Grows at Night, in which he says, in fact, I shared a book release function with Gurucharan Das and asked him, why did you give the title India Grows at Night? He said, Professor Sam, have you read my book? I said, I have read all your books. Okay, then, don't you think I have given the title India Grows at Night? Maybe because the government would be sleeping at night. But the real reason, according to the book, is all Indians who are well qualified, they go to United States and Europe. And what is night time for them is daytime for us. What is daytime for us is night time for them. By working in Europe and US, they are contributing to the growth of this nation. Then I said India grows at night. And Barack Obama said IT stands for Indian talent, but I would say IT stands for India tomorrow. You represent that India tomorrow. And you are taking the best foot forward. And let me congratulate you, just 2 more minutes. I have 3 more minutes, I find it up. Let me congratulate you for having chosen to study a subject which will take you to a profession which is the only profession that is mentioned in the Constitution of India. Look at 395 articles and 12 schedules. You don't find the mention of doctors. You don't find the mention of politicians. It says council of ministers, that's all. You don't find the mention of engineers, but your constitutional notices will tell you somewhere from Article 20 to 22 to be defended by a legal practitioner of your own choice. So, you are constitutionally ordained from today. Please remember. And whatever you do from today onwards, the Constitution must be at the back of your mind. And the Constitution must be at the center of your heart. Remember, that's the pledge you are required to take. And let me tell you, even till today, one of the things I do, I'm not exaggerating a wee bit. The first thing that I do when I get up from the bed in the morning is to have a look at the preamble of the Constitution and ask for myself, to what extent have I fulfilled the preamble aspirations and goals, both in my private life and public life? From tomorrow onwards, this should become your constant companion. Keep it in your pocket. And ask for yourself the questions relating to justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity and dignity. And contribute at your level. Remember, if every person cleans his own house, the whole world will be clean in no time. But we have the dirty habit of calling the world a dirty place to live in without we cleaning our houses and waiting for somebody to clean. And therefore, take up that culture. Right? Remember, this constitution had been labeled by Nelson Mandela when South Africa was liberated from apartheid as the best constitution in the world. And today, Indians consider the Constitution of India as a new Dharma Shastra. The last point I wanted to share with you is I had a couple of points. I will have future opportunities to interact with you, okay? And can any one of you, without looking at your smartphone, only this offer is open to first year students, because Amitabh Bachchan has started shooting for the next episode of KBC, okay? And one question I will ask you, what are the words that are written at the entrance of the Supreme Court of India? Guess, it may be wrong. Supreme Court of India, what are the words that are written? Satyameva Jayate. Yes, anyone else? To agree with him or to contradict him? I would say your Satyameva Jayate, a teacher should never say student is wrong. Okay. It is true enough, but not enough of the truth. So, the words at the entrance of the Supreme Court are not Satyameva Jayate, are not Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha, okay, but the famous words uttered by an extraordinary female character in Mahabharata. Yatho Dharmaha Tatho Jayaha. Please remember that. Who is that extraordinary female character? Draupadi? The epitome of sacrifice in Mahabharata as far as female characters concerned is Gandhari. Take your handkerchief, close your eyes for 5 minutes. Can you close them? Because God has given all of us sight, but how many of us have vision, I don't know. Okay, isn't it? So, Gandhari, when she came to know that she would be having nuptial relationship with a person who is congenitally blind, had said, I will also close my eyes. And she became a Pativrata. She wanted her eldest son to be the emperor of Akhanda Bharat, as you would like to call it. And she wanted Duryodhan to live forever. And therefore, she calls Duryodhan and says, please come secretly. I'll give you something which will make you impregnable. And she expected him to come naked. But that fellow called Krishna is a very vicious character in Mahabharata. So very difficult to understand the enigmatic character. Gulshan Das in his book, The Difficulty of Being Good, I advise every one of you to read that book, writes 2 chapters on Krishna. Krishna as God and Krishna as Yadav king who lost his kingdom to Jarasandha and enters into a peace treaty with Mahabharata and becomes responsible for everything. Okay. That little Krishna sees this Duryodhan walking naked. And then he says, if this fellow becomes impregnable, I have to come in another avatar to kill him. Where do I have time? Okay. Therefore, he said like most of us puppy shape, what it is you're going walk naked. Immediately Duryodhan covered some parts. Look at the comparison with Achilles in Greek mythology. Achilles heel, almost the same thing. Okay. So Duryodhan became, remember, vulnerable. That's over. Kurukshetra battle is about to begin. Duryodhan goes to his mother just one day before Kurukshetra battle and takes her blessings and says, Mother, you are a Pativrata, whatever you say would become true. Okay, please bless me that I will be victorious. Gandhari knows what is going to happen. She embraces him, cuddles him on his head and says, Yatho dharmaha tatho jaya. If you have dharma on your side, you will be victorious. Well, young friends, you are here. In future, you will be the foot soldiers. You will be the torch bearers of dharma. And dharma is one word which has no English equivalence. It is not truthfulness. It is not justice. It is not fairness. Gulshan Das himself says there is a Sanskrit sloka which speaks about dharma. Dharayeti iti dharmaha. That means that which integrates is dharma. That which disintegrates is adharma. If a teacher behaves in a way which divides the classroom, it is adharma. As a student, take the next pledge that you will always protect dharma by integrating the institutions, family, extended family, educational institution. That's the greatest tribute that you can pay to this institution. And the last advice to you is, till you pass it 12th class, you were reading under the pressure of your parents. As long as the bedroom light in your parents' bedroom was on, you were reading. The moment it was off, you also go to bed. I did the same thing, okay? And you were reading to satisfy your peer group. So that was learning under pressure. Today you commence an innings where you will be having learning with pleasure. Please remember that. So, why I am telling you is, after this tamasha is over for 1 week, you will have freshers day. Okay? And some of you will be asked to play important roles. You will be rehearsing, doing rehearsals for 24 hours without sleeping. And when the function is start at 10 o'clock in the morning, like bridegrooms and brides, you come with full of enthusiasm, having sacrificed sleep for 4 or 5 days. But when the classes commence and your teacher asks you to write an assignment, you will say, this old man has nothing else to do. He is asking me to write an assignment. That is what Professor Jaswal said about attitude 100%. Your attitude will determine the altitude in your life. Remember. And your altitude should be Himalayan heights. And the last word I would say, I would recall the famous song from Beatles, because they said, don't let me down. So don't let us down. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. My humble gratitude for such a wonderful, beautiful, encouraging, and insightful words of wisdom for our students. As sir has remarkably said, that towards the journey of your dreams, you must embrace the dharma. Moreover, you should focus, while taking the first step, you should focus on that first step, then on the second step, and then step by step, your Aarohan will ultimately place you at the mountain of your dreams, the mountain of your goals. Trust me, each step will be an everlasting experience of your life. Enjoy this experience. पूर्व चलने के बटोही बाट की पहचान कर ले, पुस्तकों में है नहीं छापी गई इसकी कहानी, हाल इसका ज्ञात होता है न औरों की जुबानी, अनगिनत राही गए इस राह से उसका पता क्या, अनगिनत राही गए इस राह से उनका पता क्या, पर गए कुछ लोग इस पर छोड़ पैरों की निशानी, ये निशानी मूक होकर भी बहुत कुछ बोलती है, ये निशानी मूक होकर भी बहुत कुछ बोलती है, खोल इसका अर्थ पंथी पंथ का अनुमान कर ले, पूर्व चलने के बटोही बाट की पहचान कर ले. From the constellation of legal intellectuals, we have our special guest, Professor Dr. Ranbir Singh, Pro-Chancellor, IILM University, Gurgaon, here with us. With over 2 decades of experience in heading the law schools, Sir carries the aura of a visionary who, as an outstanding statesman and academician, shown immense commitment and contribution towards changing the legal education landscape of our country. Prior to his stint in National Law University, Delhi, he was the founder Vice Chancellor of Nalsar, Hyderabad. Professor Singh's contribution in redesigning legal education in the country has been significant, being a member of the Legal Education Committee of the Bar Council of India. His legal writings span. Sir, we wholeheartedly welcome you from the core of our heart for your address.
Can you hear me? Yes. Our French writer, philosopher, statesman, and guide said, when things have already been said, it is good to repeat things. See, after 3 wonderful speeches, the last speaker has to repeat things. I have 2 fundamental questions for the students, but I will come to that later on. Let's have a wonderful program, and I was just here a few days back, and every time I come, I find the institution different. And the credit goes to you. You have done a wonderful job. Give us 3 years. I don't know how long you stay here. Why are you serious? You don't find such fools every time. Because those who leave their families go to Bangalore or go to Raipur first and then go to Patiala, create a beautiful institution, one of the best in the country, or me going to Bangalore with him and going to Hyderabad and then going to Delhi. What for? Living our family, living our children. What for? किसके लिए? Huh? For you. The first year batch. For you. And if you don't perform, who are the most paid? Right? So the 2 questions which I have for you is, tell me what is the biggest transformation in law? सबसे बड़ी transformation law में क्या हुई over the years? Let me hear from you. I have a bad habit of asking questions. According to what is the biggest transformation in law? बढ़िया है, बढ़िया है। और कितने स्टूडेंट्स में से सिलेक्ट होके आए हैं आप? Out of how many students you have been selected? 70,000? And you have some 3,000 seats, right? There was a time when people used to come to law not by choice. We used to come by chance. ये सब chance वाले, right? But then these chance wala 10 years vice chancellor at HPNLU, earlier to that at Raipur and now SRM, sorry, 10 years at Bangalore Law School, and both combined 22 years in law school. अभी तो प्लेसमेंट का पता ही नहीं है। प्लेसमेंट कैसे होती है, कौन करता है, कौन सी कंपनियां आती है प्लेसमेंट करने? We don't know. And I don't know who did our placements. You know it? You know it? You know this one? We never bothered. क्या किया फिर हमने? We concentrated on our studies, we work hard. And that is the success mantra. Wherever you are a law student or engineering student or medical student, if you decide to work hard, success is bound to come. Nobody can stop you. And then let me tell you my own story. Somebody who wrote a takti newspaper inside of pond in a village school, till my higher secondary, reached here. And then believe me, faced no selection committees ever for any vice chancellor. I was always invited. क्या कहा था? You prove yourself. If you prove yourself, people will call you to Bangalore. I was called to Bangalore. People will call you to Hyderabad. People will call you to Delhi. And people will ask you not to retire. But then after all, you retire. Right? So that is one story that is very, very important. That placement, forget placement. Placement, you do your own placements. ये कोई अगर आपको कोई प्लेसमेंट सेल की बात करता है, कोई प्लेसमेंट ऑफिसर की बात करता है, सब झूठ बोल रहे हैं। प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूशंस पे ये सब ड्रामेबाजी चलती है। प्लेसमेंट आपकी आप अपने आप से ही करेंगे, आपकी प्लेसमेंट कोई भी नहीं करेगा। अगर आप अपने इंटर्नशिप अच्छे से करेंगे, अपने रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट्स लिखेंगे, if you become capable, when the company will come and your own students, that वो कहते हैं देखो कौन है वो, they call it CLCC, आप बनाते हैं कुछ, when you are in 5th year, कैरियर के लिए बनाते हैं ना कोई बॉडी, क्या कहते हैं प्लेसमेंट बॉडी जो बनाते हैं, जिनको those who are not going for a job, they are already decided they will go for education, and then they say we'll help you. But we have a very important role to play. Our role is, as Professor Vista also said, we facilitate. I as a vice chancellor will write letter to all companies that we are into the process of placement for the students. Please come on the campus and we will provide you all possible facilities. We'll welcome them, give them bouquets, जैसे हमें bouquet मिले, उनको bouquets भी देंगे, उनको चाय अच्छे से पिलाएंगे, अच्छे से रखेंगे. We'll take care of them and arrange your interviews with them. And they will select you on your own merit. There is not a single occasion in my life or in any vice chancellor's life where any vice chancellor has recommended any candidate. We don't. You are selected on the basis of your competition. आपकी कैपेबिलिटी कितनी है, उसी पे आप कैपेबिलिटी पे सिलेक्ट होते हैं। In I stay in Gurgaon now after my retirement.
And there is a very important saying in Maruti factory. And that I often narrate that saying is, the saying is that one Indian is equal to 10 Japanese. One Indian is equal to 10 Japanese, and one Japanese is equal to 10 Indians. One Japanese, one Indian is equal to 10 Japanese, and one Japanese is equal to 10 Indians. Anybody? One Indian is equal to 10 Japanese, and one Japanese is equal to 10 Indians. Anybody? You can have 2 minutes. No problem. Teachers say because I have discussed this with you. No cheating. Any student, any student.
Shall I give you a hint?
You already gave.
Like for a friend.
You gave. You already gave. In his talk, he already gave it.
Yes.
He has already given you a hint. Right? Let me answer myself. Individually, nobody can beat us. We are very good. We are par excellence. I was for a conference in Washington, and every time the manager of the hotel will come and sit with me. And he came to know that I'm Indian. He said, I like Indians very much. I said, what is special about that? He said, sir, in America, there are 24% software engineers only from Andhra Pradesh. And 40% from the entire India. And today, if you Indians decide to withdraw, entire IT industry will collapse. He said not only IT, it is also true of Indian doctors. And that is the power of India, which you do not recognize in the world. What kind of respect people have for you, right? So we are the best. Individually, we are the best. But where is the problem? When one Japanese can beat 10 Indians, can compete with 10 Indians. Collectively, we have not learned to perform. And wherever we have learned to perform collectively, the results are amazing. Bangalore was one experiment. Hyderabad was another experiment. And I can speak of HPNLU Delhi was another experiment. The three best are Bangalore, Hyderabad, and Delhi. You know it for all the 3 years, right? In spite of the fact that there are other female law schools also. So for us, I can't be more proud than this that I belong to all the 3 best, right? But my expectations are different. My expectations are, I'm looking for the day when the students of this university will overtake all the 3 best. So take that promise today and say that we are going to take all the 3 best. Because when I went to Hyderabad, my underlying thinking was when I'm going to overtake Bangalore. We were the 2 only. Every year I try my best. Every year I try my best. And finally, in the year 98, I took over Bangalore and Nalsar is from Hyderabad were at the top. So that competition with you, compete with you, your competition is not with anybody else. This applies to teachers also. Try to upgrade, develop you yourself every day. And once you start doing it, the sky is the limit. I often say, एक formula है. And the formula is that when you retire from the day in the evening, stand before the mirror and ask yourself, have I justified myself for the day? Have I done my day's job? Either you are a student or a teacher. क्या मैंने अपने आप को justify किया है आज? क्या मैंने क्लास अच्छे से तैयार की, या मोबाइल फोन देखते रहे, या मैसेजेस पास करते रहे, बॉयफ्रेंड खेलते रहे? आजकल तो बहुत सारे गेम, ये खेलेंगे, बहुत सारे खेलेंगे. Or I was serious in the class, what the teacher was teaching. Because teacher devote a lot of time, and they work very hard. So that is very, very important. If you are not serious in the class, then there will be a problem. Right? And I will briefly also explain about the rules of the institution. Now, institution can provide you facilities, food court hall, regulate clinic, internship program, and all kinds of facilities, and faculty will nurture you for research. Now, parents, how many parents are there? Any parents are there? Or they are in the next room. But anyway, fathers, I have to say that please do not come after 5 years. Most of the time I have seen in my own life, father come after 5 years for the conversation. In between they don't come. I will rather say that at least not twice, at least once in a year, please come and find out how your son or daughter is doing. Are they attending classes regularly? Who are their company? Are they paying their fees? Are they paying their fees regularly? Because then otherwise there are difficulties, and we have seen in the law schools where students do not pay they do not pay their fees, and we face lot of difficulties. Forget about the placement, as Swan also said. There are so many career options now. You go to litigation, you go to judiciary, you go to civil services, you go to multinationals, you go to JAG branch, you go to ministries, and now the latest news is last year, I think yesterday, foreign law firms are going to come in India very soon. And in the world, you can imagine how many foreign law firms would be there. Now, those who want to go to for corporate practice, it is their choice. So, the whole range of choices is going to open for you, but that will go to the best. They will not take third-rate students. That will go to the best. That will go to the best talent. My daughter is also in a law firm. She's a partner with Sam, and she is into competition law. For some issue, we discuss certain things, and she said, "Are you unhappy with me?" I said, "No, I'm not very unhappy with you, because I went to Delhi to see. She was not in the class. That normally happens. But I have some expectations." She said, "What are your expectations?" I was at Hyderabad that time. I said, "You are happy? I'm a vice chancellor in a university of law." She said, "Yes, I'm very proud of it." I just said, "I have one ambition. Can you do something that I introduce myself to you?" I say, "I'm Marika's father." That's it. That is the ambition of every parent. That is the ambition of every teacher, in fact, every institution, that we want to introduce ourselves through you. That you perform so well that we say that so and so is my son, or so and so is my daughter. But then again, we are people like Usain Bolt or Neeraj Chopra. These standards set are very high. Standards set are very high. Everybody will not be a vice, or everybody will not be vices for that long. But then you have your own ambitions, you have your own field. The idea is wherever you are, excel. And I'm also reminded of another story where the car of a professor of law from the University of Delhi was carrying a sticker at the back mirror, back glass. Uh, and the sticker read, "I do not allow anybody to overtake me except my own students." So that is the ambition of the teachers. That is the ambition of the parents. Right? We believe that you overtake us. right? But that will have, and this success mantra is very simple. Don't get deviated. And by deviated I mean, I'm very frankly telling you, it's a beautiful place. You can perform or you may not perform. है ना? झाड़ियों के पीछे बैठने की जरूरत नहीं है, क्लासरूम में बैठे. It's more important to sit in the classroom than behind this beautiful maybe uh, trees or bushes or something. Don't think that if you miss your class, you miss your class forever. And class is something which you once stop coming, you don't feel like coming again. बड़ी अजीब सी चीज है क्लास. अगर क्लास में आपका इंटरेस्ट चला जाता है, you don't. But law schools are such a wonderful place. बहुत ज़्यादा पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं इसमें. बिल्कुल नहीं है, 100% नहीं है. But if you regularly attend classes, listen to the teacher what the teacher is teaching, what is being taught. If you have to bring a bare act, bring a bare act. And if not, then note down what the teacher is teaching. Don't use laptops in the classroom. No mobile phones. I don't know what are you seeing in on the laptop. Picture देख रहे हैं या कुछ और देख रहे हैं या क्या कर रहे हैं. Listen to the teacher. You have enough time for the laptops and the mobile phones, please. I never allowed. I taught all the 22 years, but I never allowed students to use laptops in my class. I said you do it later on. So that discipline in the class is very important. I'm sure you had wonderful lectures and you must be tired. I will not take much time, but finally conclude by saying that Michelangelo's story. Somebody asked Michelangelo, how do you produce so beautiful statues? And he said, no, I don't produce so beautiful statues. A statue is already there in the marble for me, which I have. My only job is I chisel it and bring it out. मेरा काम तो तराशने का है. So we believe, before all of us, we are best of students, and we promise you, we will chisel you and bring it out as best of the students who will be technically sound, professionally competent, and socially. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. As Vice Chancellor ma'am has beautifully quoted, आधुनिक युग के भीष्म पितामह. Sure.
I'm not intruding into your space. From Nishita Jaswal's exhortation to you about marks in the examination, to what we have said, I will sum up in one sentence. Marks may be important, but the remarks are more important.
Thank you, sir. As Vice Chancellor ma'am has beautifully quoted, आधुनिक युग के भीष्म पितामह. Sir, we are wholeheartedly grateful and privileged to have you here and listen to your golden words. Your golden words will be an everlasting asset to us as well as to our students. And as sir has said, the foremost principle is undoubtedly hard work is a real mantra to the success. So now I would like to request and invite Professor Dr. S.S. Jaswal, Registrar, Himachal Pradesh National Law University, Shimla, for the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Shafari. Dignity sitting on the dais. We cannot give any vote of thanks for them because they are legend themselves. Before concluding, giving my vote of thanks, I request one and all to give standing ovation for them. They deserve it. Thank you. Thank you. Professor Ranbir Singh, Honorable Vice Pro Chancellor, IIM University, Gurgaon, former Vice Chancellor, NLU Delhi and Nalsa, Hyderabad. Professor Venkata Rao, Honorable Vice Chancellor, India International University of Legal Education and Research, Goa, former Vice Chancellor, National University, Bangalore. Professor Paramjit Singh Jaswal, Honorable Vice Chancellor SRM Sonipat, former Vice Chancellor HPNLU Patiala, Professor Nishta Jaswal, Honorable Vice Chancellor of our university, newly admitted students of undergraduate, postgraduate, and their parents, friends. Himachal Pradesh National University has admitted its 8th batch of undergraduate and 7th batch of postgraduate students through the CLAT merit for which they appeared in the month of December 2022. During the last 8 years, we have conducted 7 orientation programs. In the year 2018, we could not conduct our orientation program. We are honored and privileged to have Professor Ranveer Singh, who has delivered a presidential address of this inaugural session. Sir is known for institutional builders. First established NALSA, then NLU Delhi, now contributing a lot in the field of law. That's why he is known the Bishop Pida of modern legal education. Thank you, sir, for sparing your valuable time and giving us. We are highly obliged and thankful to Professor Venkata Rao, one of the eminent legal scholars and administrators, for sparing his valuable time. We have given request to sir to be a part of this program, but Shimla climate was not that good, and there were so many changes in climate, and sir reached Shimla at 2 a.m. in the morning itself. Thank you, sir, for your blessing, the students, and your commitment for NLU Shimla. Your association with NLU Shimla is very, very long. We are looking forward also. Thank you very much, sir. We are highly obliged and thankful to Professor P.H. Jaswal, one of the best administrators and law teacher in the country we have produced. Thank you, sir, for your valuable suggestion. Organizing orientation program and inviting resource persons such as high caliber, it can be done by our honorable Vice Chancellor. Thank you, ma'am, for taking so seriously this program and giving us so these units to persons. Our thanks are due to all the parents and students for their faith and showing confidence in NLU Shimla. I can assure the parents and the students that faculty members of our NLU Shimla are not less than any faculty members of any of the NLU Shimla. It is up to you how best you put them on task. And my thanks is due to Dr. Santosh, Dean Academic Affairs, Dr. Sachin, Dr. Shefali, Dr. Chandrika, Mr. Bhartavalia, and Dean Student Welfare, who is working very hard for last 2-3 days for all the students. All the office bearers, special Chanchal, he was also working up for midnight or early morning, 2 a.m. and still morning he is with us. Thank you, Chanchal, for taking so serious on this program. Finally, I thank all those who are associated with this program, and we are looking forward for another session. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. I would like to conclude the session with a many times heard quote, but still meaningful. सपने हैं तो मंजिलें हैं, मंजिलें हैं तो रास्ते हैं, रास्ते हैं तो मुश्किलें हैं, मुश्किलें हैं तो हौसला है. इन मुश्किलों में आपकी हौसला अफजाई के लिए हम सब आपके साथ हैं. So it's not just the end of the inaugural session. In fact, this is the beginning of your journey at Himachal Pradesh National Law University Shimla. A journey towards your goals, a journey to fulfill the dreams of your parents, a journey to learn, a journey to achieve and deliver in the world of law and justice. Now I would like to request the gathering to kindly rise for national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता. पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा. विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा. तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मांगे. गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मङ्गलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
On this promising note for you, we conclude the inaugural session for Aarohan Orientation Program 2023. May I now request the dignitaries for high tea, and I would also request dear students to wait for the dispersal of dignitaries.